Yo, what's happening, people? You're listening to the WrestHINGS podcast, the Kenny Omega approved podcast. If you like what you're hearing, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. And yeah, you already know this podcast is by the Mandem, for the Mandem. Bow!
Yo. Testing. 1 2 1 2 1 2. Am I loud? Am I clear?
1 2 everyone's clear.
Yes.
Am I good?
Yes. Come on.
Am I good? Nice. Yo, what's going on? Episode 104 of the WrestHINGS podcast.
Make some noise for 104.
I think last week's episode was one of our best episodes. One of our most enjoyable. What's the best way to say it? Enjoyable. That's it. Enjoyment. Yeah, so that's one of my favorite podcasts so far. Episode 103. There was banter. There was everything. Champions were on there. Another double champion, future double champion was on there as well. So
big shouts to Michael Oku.
Yeah, big shouts. Always behind you, man. Always behind you. Hey, funny thing, Michael, if you're listening to this, one of our good friends, Sudi, used to go to school with you. He pointed out to me last week, and bro, it just spins me out. It's a small world, innit? So Sudi sends his love in it. Yeah, I tried to bring him to the show, but he's busy.
Shout out Sudi.
But yeah, man, it's a Nafi footage professional, formerly known as VHS Pappy. To my left, I've got.
It's your boy Laps, the main event liver, champagne sipper, back again for that wrestle talk, that smack talk, that Kenny Omega talk, that get WrestHINGS to 1K subscribers talk, and we're in the building.
Shall I bring out the phone this time? When I say guap, you say daddy guap.
Daddy.
Guap.
Daddy.
It's a strong star rating, leg drop, hating, big back, Robbie.
It's easy to flow, bro. It's a strong star rating.
No. When I say guap, you say daddy guap.
Daddy.
Guap.
Daddy.
It's a strong star rating, leg drop, hating, big back, Robin, Jericho loving, son of a gun, your boy Doba, aka Soul Elite, aka Cargill Maniac, aka Pro Guap Tees, aka the Nostalgia,
Police,
aka No Cap, all cap, no fit, no, all fitted, no cap. AKA I'm not gonna lie.
God forgive me, and my bust my nine.
Let's go.
Get me? I feel like I'm in a booth. You know when you're about to spit bars and that.
Trust me.
The feedback and everything. I love it, man. Listen, it's your boy Sam Blacks, Mr. Controversial, Underdone, Viscera Top 5, Dead or Alive, Big Men, Mr. 150 million%, Mr. Hot Takes, Mr. Roly Poly, Controversial Fouls.
Let's go.
We're rolling. Let's go.
Yo, people, it's your boy NK, aka the man of the hour, too sweet to be sour, aka the Hood's Japanese correspondent, aka the CEO, the president, the commissioner of the TDM, Tokyo Dome Merchants.
Hey, Young Lion.
Young Lion.
Oh yeah, shout out Hill FC.
Hill FC.
Yeah,
Oh shit, camera's not even cool.
Oh shit.
Okay,
We rolling. Well, and we have an amazing special guest. I've been wanting to speak to. Myself and NK have been wanting to speak to this guy for a very, very, very long time. Would you like to introduce yourself, sir?
You guys have all got really sick intros, and I ain't got anything prepared. I'm just Ciaran. I help run things at WrestleInn. I've got my own podcast. I'm just a big Japanese pro wrestling fan.
Jeez. Make some noise for Japanese wrestling.
Ciaran, you're one of the primary reasons why I even started watching Stardom. Your gifts and your just commentary on just the Japanese wrestling in the time that super needed. So I'm gonna ask you what got you into wrestling, but specifically what got you into Japanese wrestling?
Wrestling was just from birth. I've got an older brother, so I grew up watching what he wanted to watch, and he wanted to watch WWF Attitude Era, so I watched the Attitude Era. For Japanese wrestling, I went to my first independent show, Rev Pro, and it was in 2014.
Mm-hmm.
And it was Will Ospreay and Ricochet were on the card, and then I went to the next show and they had Shinsuke Nakamura, and he just blew my mind. He looked so fucking cool. He came out, in his red leather jacket, doing his strut and stuff, and he's just got that star power about him. And I had to seek out more of who this guy was, and it kind of just barrel rolled from there.
Dope.
That's sick, man.
Sick.
Proper sick, man. Do you know I'm just realising who Ciaran is?
Yeah.
Fam. Yeah, he's not the reason I see Japanese wrestling on my timeline as well, fam.
Yeah, he's Ciaran's doing this thing, and then he'll Ciaran will have the series where he does on this day where he'll post different gifts of different.
Ciaran, big up yourself bigger, man.
Nah,
come on,
man,
Ciaran. Ciaran, I don't think you understand, yeah, bro. I need energy from you, bro. You get me? I need that big up.
I can't keep up with you guys, man. I was watching clips and stuff of the Oku one, and I'm like, I'm gonna be too white for this shit.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious, man.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, like, what made you even start like the Twitter page? Was the Twitter page already a pre-existing thing? But what made you like take these gifts and spotlight these wrestlers? Because I can imagine it can be time consuming finding all the right clips and all the information. Like what's the motivation behind it? What keeps you going?
I spend so much time making these gifts, man. It's like can be this bit disheartening. I'll watch a whole match, have to like fit the GIF into like Twitter's little size limit, and it will do nothing. And then I'll just post a GIF of like Kota Ibushi doing something stupid, and it'll get like 1,000 likes. And it takes like 10 seconds to make. But it was just like when the pandemic started and stuff. I got furloughed, and New Japan were doing new shows. So I was like checking out old stuff, and I was like, this shit is really cool. And then I was like, you've got the guys, the proper good gift guys like Sir Lariato and stuff like that. And I was like, I wonder how they do this shit. And it's really not difficult. It's just time consuming. And then I started doing it. And then, wrestlers were started to like and retweet and message me and follow me and stuff. And I was like, this shit's cool. So I just carried on with it. And now it's like, what I'm known for on Twitter.
Sick. A question I was going to ask you is that I know there was a moment in time where people were getting their accounts locked off by DMCA. What's DMCA? DMCA copyright, whatever.
Media Copyright Act.
Have you faced that yet?
Yeah, my last Twitter got suspended, man. I remember. I had about 5,500 followers. Guys like Tamatonga and Carl Anderson followed me. Like Kenny Omega would always retweet my stuff. It took me a lot of time to get that number. And then, New Japan hit me with enough copyright strikes that got my Twitter suspended indefinitely. So I had to create a new one.
You see, New Japan, when it comes to content, they are on it. Like so basically, whenever we do content with New Japan stuff in it, what I normally try to do is try and make the New Japan video in the video very small, so they don't find it, or even just have it like jittery. So I put like a stop motion effect, so it moves like it's like slow mo, rather than it being normal time. That's the reason how I bust it, guys. That's YouTube.
Yeah,
it's a YouTube content, but
it's a proper, I think, a Japanese thing. But like they like any GIFs, even screenshots now, man, they're hot on it. But there are like all the man, don't post a screenshot. That's what got me.
Screenshots are not even that. They're not even that harmful, fam.
No.
So you're telling me if you put a screenshot of Okada versus Ibushi, they're gonna lock it off?
Yeah, man. It doesn't, like, I've seen people that have lots of followers get tweets taken down for screenshots, and then I've seen accounts that have like 50 followers and got no likes, and their tweets get taken down. They don't care.
The system.
That's crazy.
All the like Western speaking guys in New Japan though, like Kevin Kelly, Chris Charlton, the commentators, and some of the wrestlers, they really are behind the gifts. They're trying to do stuff behind the scenes to make it allowed again. There are people like working on it, there's guys fighting for guys like me, but it's a difficult process, it seems.
Yeah, I don't think New Japan actually take into consideration that, especially when it comes to like the art of GIF making and GIF sharing online, it really adds to the product.
Yeah.
I think for me, that's how I even got into stuff like Stardom.
Yeah.
That's how I got back into Noah maybe a few years ago, just from people posting GIFs and me seeing certain wrestlers that I hadn't seen before, I hadn't seen in years, and saw like, oh, this is a sick spot, or that's a very hard chop, or that's a, you know what I mean? So
I feel like when it comes to like, and I notice this happens with like a lot of Japanese media, whether it's anime, wrestling, the way their copyright laws work over there in Japan is completely different to like they have like a completely different understanding of what's fair use and what's not fair use. So like it just works differently there. And it's even, I'm sure, like, have you tried to get in contact with like was it Asahi TV or whoever's copyright striking your videos? And if you have gotten in contact with them, like, what have they said to you in regards to their copyright laws and stuff like that?
Nah, I think the language barrier is too difficult. Like, I sent them an email and I never got a response. It is TV Asahi, you're right. It's not New Japan themselves. Yeah. It's the guys that have the TV rights and stuff like that. But yeah, no, I've spoken to some of the English guys, like I said, like Kevin Kelly, and they have actively spoken to like the president of New Japan and said, Western fans like this stuff. This is how you're going to get attention in America and in the UK and stuff. You need to work on this and reorganize your policies.
Absolutely.
How did you get into how did you start the Noob Japan podcast?
Man, so I gotta give a shout out to my boy Corey at WrestleInn. Like he's not a big New Japan guy, and he wanted to get into it, and he was like talking about how the first match he saw was Kenny Omega versus Ishii, and he wanted a name for his column, and he said Noob Japan, because obviously, you know, New Japan Noob, and some people call New Japan Nooj, like NOOJ. And I was like, that's a really good idea. And he was going to turn it into a series of columns where he would just talk about watching New Japan for the first time. And I was like, I could turn this into a podcast as well. So I kind of stole it, to be honest, from him. So he deserves a lot of the credit, the poor fucker. But yeah, that's where it came from. And then, you know, I'm just running with it. It's still relatively new, but it's doing all right.
That's sick, man. Definitely. Because I most recently watched the episode you did on Mayu Itani from Stardom. And it's just interesting, like how, like, you know, I like the dynamic where you'd have somebody who's very experienced with a certain wrestler, and then you'd have somebody like who's more in the education role. When getting into like these Japanese products, did you find it quite daunting? Because obviously, like even myself, like when I first got into New Japan and other products, I found it quite daunting. And obviously, like when trying to get other people into those products, people can obviously the language barrier, it's a different style of product. So what was your experience first getting into these Japanese products?
Experience. You could feel experience.
It is so daunting, man. Like, yeah, at least now you've got English commentary for nearly all the shows. It might not be live, but you've got English commentary. But back when I was first getting into it, I think they didn't even have New Japan World yet. You had to pay to watch like Wrestle Kingdom on some shit app. I think it was like Flips or something. It was terrible. And it just clicked with me. I think the one thing that clicked is I saw a Shibata match properly. Like I sat down and watched the Shibata match, and I think it was Shibata versus Ishii at Wrestle Kingdom. And I was like, 10, this is just... Yeah, exactly. I was like, this is just... They were sitting down, like Ishii sat down, Shibata kicked him in the back, and Shibata was like, hey, now I'll sit down, you kick me in the back, let's see who's tougher. And I'd just never seen anything like that. You don't see that in WWE. Guys like kicking the shit out of each other as hard as they can, like taking turns, like let's see who's actually stronger. And it was just then in that I was like, okay, this is for me. I love this. And then like slowly but surely I started going more Japanese and less WWE. And then, you know, I don't fucking watch WWE at all now.
Do not blame me.
Understandable. You're not going to watch the Rumble then, or is that just fully out of the picture as well?
Nah, I haven't watched WWE in years, man. I think like me and my partner and then another couple, we went to WrestleMania 33, I think, where the Hardys came back.
Yeah. Oh wow.
And like we went to that, and it was more because it was in Orlando as well, so all the theme parks. It was like two birds, one stone.
Yeah.
And then like just shortly after that, I was like, this shit ain't that good. Like I fucking lost my shit for the Hardy Boys. I was jumping up and down on my chair like a fucking like a toddler, man. I was going absolutely mental. I lost my voice. But I don't know, just like I kind of fell out of love with it, and just, you know, I think there's just too much variety and there's too much wrestling out there to just stick with one company, especially when it's WWE, who, you know, they just shoot themselves in the foot all the time.
Absolutely. So that means obviously the Rumble's this weekend, right? Are you seeing it?
Nah, I cancelled my WWE. Nah, I don't. I don't watch any WWE. The only WWE I've watched in recent years is like Ilya versus Walter on NXT UK.
Okay, yeah, that was good.
That was good.
I respect that.
Yeah.
I definitely respect
That's it. Like, them guys would kill it on the indies. I'd see them in WXW when they come London and stuff like that. And then they were just, people were raving about it. And I was like, I know this is going to be good. Like, whether they're in WWE or not, that don't matter. Those two guys are just too sick.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, like, what do you like? Like, what do you personally look for? Like, what in wrestling? Like, because obviously WWE, New Japan, they're completely different styles, innit? So, like, what appeals to like your sensibilities and your taste when it comes to like wrestling?
I think the question you want to ask is, do you watch AW?
You know, like, I fucking not really. Nah. It's the straight answer is nah. When Punk, you know, was coming back, I watched that Rampage, and then Brian came back, and I watched whatever pay-per-view, All Out or whatever it was. And I was watching it on the regular weekly. Like, I subscribed to the fight thing that we got in the UK, innit? And I don't know, just slowly but surely, I was like, yeah, do you know what I can't get behind with American wrestling? It's just promo segments. It's just weird. You don't get that in Japanese wrestling. You get someone or get on the mic at the end of a show to send the crowd home, and that's it. Just to have these blocks where people are just talking and there's no wrestling, it's weird to me now.
Do you know what it is? I think for me, I think we had a discussion last week about in terms of like what sort of wrestling do you like? Are you more entertainment? What was the other one again? Entertainment and wrestling. So
that was like 2 weeks ago.
That was 2 weeks ago,
2 weeks ago,
2 weeks ago, yeah. And I think majority of us said we're kind of we like the balance of both, innit? But I think it's rare us hearing someone that they don't like promos and stuff, innit? Because
Yeah,
do you
it's
like looking into stories, or you just straight like your skull hammer and tongs in it?
Nah, like I love it, but I think New Japan tell their stories in the ring. Like, you know, you'll get callbacks. Like if you want to go for the obvious one of Kenny Omega and Okada, you know, every match there'd be a callback to the previous match and shit. You know, like I like Tanahashi and Ibushi at the G1 final. Like that's one of my favorite matches.
I actually watched that match yesterday as well.
You tweeted, yeah.
I love that fucking match, man. Whereas, like, you know, it's just promo. Like, I think the guys are amazing at promos. Like Eddie Kingston, there's no one else like him. You know, MJF, I don't rate. But
we got to talk where we got see MJF. Yeah,
Wow.
the stocks I have in MJF right now is mad. Like I'm putting everything on there, like the crypto, the Bitcoin, the Dogecoin, the Shiba. What was it there? Give me some more. Ethereum, all of them. It's all on MJF right now because I feel that MJF is the next guy to take wrestling to another level. But yeah, why don't you like MJF? MJF, I'm very intrigued. Like, why? What's up?
I think he's just like I see someone explained it better than me. It was like he's just a one-line machine, like a punchline machine. Like, but I don't think he's not got a lot of substance. Like his stuff does hit hard. Like there's not a lot to it. Like he'll say something, and like if I was there, I'm sure I'd react to it. Oh, that's a pretty deep cut. Like the shit he was saying to CM Punk, which I can't even remember. He said it's just basically called CM Punk John Cena, didn't he? But I think he's just like, he throws out a lot of punches and everything, like punchlines and stuff, but there's not a lot of substance. Where you get a guy like Eddie Kingston who's like actually saying something, you know what I mean?
Do you know what it is? You see, Eddie Kingston talks a lot of his chest. He talks a lot. Like he has a lot of emotion behind what he's saying.
He's real. He's real.
Very cheeky with it. Do you know what I mean? And that's the reason why.
I know I'm in the minority with MJF. I agree with you. He's he's already a big deal, and he will be an even bigger deal in the future. Like he's easily going to be the future in American wrestling. It's just not for me.
Yeah, I feel you.
I wanted to ask, how did you find Wrestle Kingdom this year?
Yeah, that's the question.
I can't even remember.
Did you enjoy the battle royale?
Okay.
Oh, fucking hell, man. No, like Shibata is my all-time favorite wrestler. So, you know, when he came back unannounced at the G1, I was literally crying. I've never reacted like I did. I was literally crying on my own in my living room on the sofa watching it. Like, I've never had a reaction to anything like that before, like film, TV, nothing. So his match with Red Narita, like, was just, I was in euphoria for that match. But shit, man, like Shingo and Okada obviously delivered. Ospreay and Okada again obviously delivered. But the fact that I can't even remember much of the rest of the cards says a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah. What about Night 3 with Noah?
I didn't watch that.
Yeah, Congo versus LIJ, that was sick.
Yeah,
they just, there's something about all of them in that ring that was just special. Like before the bell rang, like they need to do more of that. Whether, I don't know, like hopefully we get that Nakajima Shingo match that they seem to be flirting with.
There was
like,
rumors,
you know,
I think there was a rumor this week that came out that AEW are looking to like a super show with New Japan and Noah. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, I think Meltzer said something like there's talks of doing a dome show between between AEW and New Japan doing a joint show in the Tokyo Dome.
Okay, I thought it was Noah's involved, but yeah.
They said because of the success of the New Japan Noah show, it's like inspired talks between AEW and New Japan to do a show. Yeah, like would you be up for that? Would you be up for an AEW New Japan show or not?
Yeah. No, the thing that's annoying is just every time there's anything, it's like you know, Okada went over to the US for some New Japan shows. He faced Buddy Murphy, and then all over Twitter it's just, oh, Okada's going to show up in AEW. When's Okada going to show up in AEW? It's like, I'm not going to blow that load. Like, you know, the excitement is too much. Like, chill. It's going to be awesome when it happens, but everyone wants it now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Okada, like fans want everything now, and it's crazy how much has happened.
Like a lot of stuff that AEW in the past is like they've given it like they basically answer our wishes, innit? For example, Brian coming up, Adam Cole turning up.
Even before that, Kenta coming out.
Kenta coming out.
Yeah. They've been giving us a lot, and I think it's too much.
Yeah, that's why the fans are always like, cool.
Every time there's a pay-per-view, I wonder who's coming out.
I wonder who's coming out tonight.
That shouldn't ever be the case.
Because as wrestling fans, we're kind of spoiled with AEW.
No, they spoiled us.
They've spoiled us.
It's not good, though. I've said it, it's not good. It's like you giving someone too much sweets and they get a benefit.
Yeah, and then when the one time you say no sweets, you used to get sweets before.
Then then the expectations are now too high.
Yeah.
Now everyone's saying
the
AEW's not great.
the pay-per-view becomes a bit like, do you know what I mean?
You know what I mean? Like someone has to come now.
And automatically the pay-per-view shit because nobody debuted.
Yeah,
man.
I think people struggle to just enjoy the wrestling they're watching now. It's always, I'd be cool if this happened or that happened.
Yeah.
Especially like, you know, New Japan, Wrestle Kingdom. Lots of people are like, AEW guys should show up at Wrestle Kingdom. And like, case in point, it probably would have made it more memorable seeing how I could remember jack shit. But also like, you know, it's like, no, just like, you know, New Japan is solid still. Like they are missing their foreigners. Like, I miss JY in New Japan so fucking much.
Yeah.
100%.
Like I can't wait until he can get back into Japan. But like, you know, they've got a solid roster and stuff, and maybe this Noah stuff wouldn't have happened if you know, shit wasn't as bad as it is. But obviously I want Omega back in a New Japan ring, you know. I want all these Bryan Danielson dream matches in Japan and stuff. But it's gonna happen. New Japan have a lot of favors to call in.
Speaking of Jay White, was he expecting anything after he did that promo after his match?
No, it's so gutting, isn't it, considering how sick that promo was. Like, for the next month, everyone wondering if he's actually going to leave, like, you know, breaking kayfabe and all that shit. But to come back to have that match, a little feud with Ishii, win the Never title, and then like kind of fall off the face of the earth. It's so disappointing. But I think like I see so much shit talked about him. I think people are forgetting just how good he is.
Yeah.
And that once he can get back into Japan, he's just going to fall back into place, and he's going to be a top star once again. It will be like he never left.
No, that's definitely true. I think I'm not even sure if I feel like you'll probably alluded to this question as well. In terms of the Intercontinental title no longer being there, I think it's been a big blow to the company. Like, what do you think?
Oh man, the Intercontinental title, man. Like a guy like Jeff Cobb is never gonna win the now IWGP World Heavyweight title. Yeah. But a guy like Jeff Cobb holding the Intercontinental title would be so fucking cool.
Bro, the visual already.
It's
exactly.
I'm gonna download it on 2K. Give him the bell.
It's just, yeah, it's gutting. Like, you know, they've not got. I don't know. Maybe they're making the US title their new second belt, or the Never title their new second belt. But it's gonna take years and years before they have that prestige of the IC title. And it looked so good as well, the Wyatt and everything. And like, you know, you just can't help but see Shinsuke Nakamura holding it as well. And it's and just to get rid of the heavyweight title as well, like the most beautiful belt in all of wrestling for this title that took a lot of time for fans to warm to. It was a very big decision, and like, you know, I'm fine with it now, but I'm not happy necessarily.
Yeah, do you feel like, so what's been your thoughts of New Japan since, let's say, the pandemic? Because there's been a lot of questionable decisions been made in the booking. Obviously, evil with the title, you know, the merging of the titles, and, you know, even people have started to complain now, and rightfully so, that there's no diversity in the division in terms of we're getting the same names over and over and over again. We're getting Okada's at the top. Now we're getting another Okada Naito rematch. We're not elevating new stars. So, like, what has been your thoughts of New Japan, let's say, while the pandemic has been going on?
They've been hit so fucking hard, man. Like, I think they've done well, all things considered. I think people forget how much they're missing. Like, having crowds that can't make noise but can only clap is just so boring to watch, especially
hard watching, man.
Especially when I can turn on AEW and the American fans are absolutely losing their shit. It's very difficult to go back then to New Japan. But they're missing so many of their top guys that were coming over from America. They bring guys in for little stints, you know. Even a guy like Dragon Lee, Ryu Lee, hasn't been able to go over. You know, that's instant. So many matches that haven't happened in the junior division that would be awesome with him back. You know, Jay White, again, obviously, you got, you know, there was a guy like Brody King was in New Japan and strong, and now he's in AEW. He probably would have been in Japan, killing it. Yeah. There's just them not being able to get any guys in. Like, it's even for silly things like World Tag League, you know, they could have gotten a little team in from AEW that weren't doing anything, just to add a little bit of excitement, some freshness. They're definitely lacking that freshness.
What? Sorry.
Great. Speak, because, you know, the pandemic obviously has affected many plans. If you're looking at the United States Championship, what do you think the plans would have been if the pandemic didn't hit?
I don't know. Maybe I think if the pandemic didn't hit, New Japan Strong probably doesn't happen. So it was a reaction to the pandemic. I'm sure there were plans maybe for a show to be happening in America. I don't know whether it'd be weekly or not, but it certainly wouldn't have happened when it did. So I think it would have just been another belt in Japan. Like, maybe I hope the idea for the the new title wasn't a reactionary thing, so they obviously had plans to boost the IWGP US title. But you know, you had Moxley holding it in AEW, and he probably would have done more of it if he could have been going to and from Japan, and guys could have been going to AEW from Japan to challenge him and stuff. Yeah. He was very much he was the poster boy for that title for a long time.
One thing I was going to ask you is there, like, I'm not really into, there's not really that much New Japan news on my timeline, but when there is, it's like more majority gifts and stuff. But have they mentioned anything about a day when they're going to say, you know, we're dropping all this like stuff and we're going to have fans come back and fans having reactions, blah, blah, or they have not said anything and they're just going to continue to do what they're doing?
No, they haven't said anything. It's the government. I think I don't know exactly. I think like if they wanted to, they could, but being the leader of wrestling in Japan, they don't want to set a bad precedent. You know, I think from just looking online and stuff, it seems like once everyone's kind of tiptoeing and waiting for another promotion to break the barrier and then everyone else can jump on it, they don't want to be the first. But yeah, I think shit's not looking good over there with COVID at the moment again. So like, it looked like crowd cheering was gonna maybe be allowed for Wrestle Kingdom, and that got fucking dumped in the tank.
Yeah. I was listening to like the most recent episode of Noob Japan that you did, and I think I can't remember your co-host's name, but he mentioned that the rise of Stardom, and I've noticed that you've been posting a lot more Stardom gifts. Like, I wanna ask, like, from what you know, like, how did Stardom like amass so much popularity, especially recently? Because Stardom's always been about. You've always had talents like Io Shirai, Kairi Sane, Mayu Utani doing their thing. But like, I'd say recently, especially during the pandemic era, like, Stardom has just like risen in popularity. Like, why do you think that is?
I don't know. To be honest, I'm not that up on Stardom. I really want to be. Like, I think it's probably the best promotion in the world at the moment, but it's they don't stream all their shows live, and they do pay-per-views that cost like 30 quid for us, and I'm not about to drop 30 quid for a couple of hours of
30
content.
quid for pay-per-view?
Yeah, exactly. In this day and age too. So it'll be on their streaming.
That made me go for it. We're watching Anthony Joshua versus no disrespect, but fam, I'm watching Anthony Joshua versus Mark Henry, fam.
Yeah, it's about.
Yeah, exactly.
How long are these shows though? Are we like hours, or is it like 1 hour show and we're just bouncing? What is it?
No, it's like, I think it's only the really big shows that they do pay-per-view, like this one coming up maybe this weekend, I think it is. It's like a really big show, like all the titles are on the line and stuff, like it's a big venue, all that jazz. The majority of their shows are normally just put on like their version of New Japan World, but they're never live. They're always like a day or two on delay, and I like watching my stuff live.
Yeah.
But the big increase, like in the last year, I don't know, like it is crazy. You're right. Like, people are talking about Stardom now more than ever. I think a big part of it is the fact that Meltzer gave that one match 5.5 stars. Like, whether you like or dislike Meltzer or like or dislike the star rating system, it gets people's attention when he gives stuff 5 stars. So for him to give Shuri
versus Utami,
that match was amazing.
Yeah, exactly.
That match was phenomenal. Yeah, I watched it.
So I think it's just like, you know, they've got these new stars like Shuri, who I hadn't heard about a couple of years ago, who's now on the lips of everybody. Utami, There you go.
Who?
Makito.
No, she's in different promotion.
She's in TJPW.
Oh, what's that?
I think Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
There's loads.
There's bare different promotions.
Yeah, no, but they got bought by Bushi Road as well, innit? The people that own New Japan.
Yeah.
So they pump money into them. They've been on Wrestle Kingdom. They're getting more publicity and stuff. It's like it's really cool because they are the best women's wrestlers in the world.
In fact, I want to ask you a question as well. We've often had the conversation on this podcast about Japanese wrestlers breaking into the US and stuff like that, and we've had varying opinions about, are Japanese wrestlers able to become stars in the US or the Western market, and why do you think the public perception of Japanese wrestlers is a certain way? Because a lot of people say that these guys can't cut promos, they can't be stars. Do you think that's a legitimate criticism, or do you feel like these Western promotions aren't doing enough to utilize the strengths of Japanese talent?
Yeah, I think obviously the big one's WWE in it for the past however many 30, 40, 50 years until AEW, and you know, you had WCW for a bit, but It's the way they use them, you know. Like Kushida went to NXT and he seemed to do well at first, and now I see he's in some silly, stupid tag team.
To be fair, Jacket Time had a Dusty Rhodes.
The match yesterday was
good.
amazing. Yeah,
it was good. I can't lie.
MSK.
Like,
But the premise of the team,
you're right.
Yeah,
it doesn't make sense.
Just put two Japanese people together.
I was surprised about that match. I thought it was gonna be a stupid match.
No, I knew
but
the match would be
they
good.
flipped it. Yeah, it was good. Still, MSK.
And like, you know, you get Shinsuke Nakamura versus AJ Styles, and they have the match at Wrestle Kingdom 9, and people go on there. It's one of the best matches of the year at the time. And then they have like how many 4 or 5 matches in WWE, and they were all shit. They like wasn't it revolving around Nakamura? Just kept on fucking punching AJ in the bollocks. It's just WWE. It's the same with all foreigners, isn't it? It's not just Japanese. In WWE, if you're a foreigner, you're going to eventually end up with some stupid type of gimmick. Apparently, that's why Ali wants to leave and stuff, because of the stupid gimmicks they wanted to try and give him.
Free Ali.
But
Free Ali.
yeah.
Big up Gareth.
Big up Gareth. Big up a deal.
But yeah,
TDM.
there's obviously
bro.
So what?
there's obviously the language barrier, man.
Kieran's TDM.
But
Yeah.
I think you best important
Listen,
right now.
Ciaran, I have a faction. This is a sad. I have a faction called TDM.
I also have a faction called Hill FC.
I have a faction called TDM.
Wherever your allegiance
It
lies, let me
stands
know.
for Tokyo Dome Merchants, and all it's about is just uplifting and bigging up Japanese wrestling. This is the first on the podcast. I want to formally invite you to join the TDM faction. Are you down, Ciaran?
hell yeah, TDM, Tokyo Dome Merchants. Sounds like a football.
Yes!
You can't say it properly.
You said TDM.
So, Kieran, this is my offer. Yeah, this is my offer. Welcome to Hill FC, where you will be allowed to tell all your truths and be as real as possible. You can you can say your good stuff. You can say your bad stuff. All we just want from you is the truth. What are you saying? You part of TDM? I'm part of. Whoa! Are you part of Hill FC? I could give you some famous I'll give you some famous guys from our alumni. You've got CM Punk there. You've also got Bret Hart there, and to an extent, you've got a bit of I'll say Stone Cold Steve Austin, but obviously Stone Cold Steve Austin left Hill FC when he came back to WWE. But yeah, let me know what you're on.
Who's in TDM?
Oh, easy. We got Hiroshi Tanahashi, Okada. We have got Tetsuya Naito.
Dave Meltzer's Dave Meltzer's TDM through and through.
Wait, I mean, if he comes on the podcast and say, I need to give the invitation for somebody
No,
to
bro,
join.
he's actually the commissioner of TDM because the ratings he's been giving you, man.
And he's been to Japan.
Yeah, he's been to Japan.
Hey,
Yeah.
so is Ciaran.
Have you?
No, I haven't been shit! I've not been to Japan, no. I've not been to Japan, no.
You
You
got
got
to
burn because I didn't get invited in it.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but my club is calm, so I don't mind.
What's your club again?
God forgive me if I.
No,
But Ciaran, yes, TDM is,
You managed
just
to
a,
stop no selling my God forgive me if I bust my nut.
Sorry,
I'm
sorry.
putting sanctions on everything. I can't lie. I'm putting sanctions because I can't keep saying it and you man are
You just-
airing
just-
it.
sorry,
I'm not gonna
sorry.
lie. Next time it happens, I'm not
Well,
coming
do you
to
know
the
it's Hill
podcast.
FC? We'll have to strip it off.
Big man team, you man think I'm
but
doing
yeah,
it.
no, Ciaran, I
I'm
know
not coming
TDM
to
would
the
be the place
podcast
for you.
again.
I know TDM was the place for you.
God
So
forgive me,
Ciaran-
fa.
Bust my nine.
So wait, let's get it one more time for the podcast. Ciaran, are you TDM?
Kieran is TDM.
Yes.
Alright, cool. Say that, fam. Hey, Ciaran, don't worry. Next week you come with your sting mask and you remove the mask. You say, "I'm walking."
In fact, speaking, what's been? I know it's a very hard question, but like, if you could pick one New Japan match that just sticks in your heart, one match that you go back to and you just get the feels for, what is that match?
Sure. I mean, I've been speaking about going to Japan. I've been to Japan 4 times for New Japan. So
That's the
like,
president.
the matches.
You're the president.
The matches
TDM.
are.
I'm sorry. Okay, you need to beef with me.
But the thing is, wait. Before this, wait.
TDM rolls on the line.
I don't
on the
understand
pole
this
match.
TDM talk because at the end of the day, you man made your faction after mine. So anyway,
No.
You
Hill-
man made your-
Bro, Hill C's always been there.
No, it's not.
Bro, when we had that Kenny Omega episode, it was me and you clash. That was when Hill C was
No,
born.
that's when Hill and Nafi was born, but you didn't capitalize on your momentum.
Me and Sam were tag teaming
You
on
didn't
you, bro.
capitalize on your momentum
Built for life, bro.
because Figgy called you, and in fact, somebody else gave you your name. But anyway,
Gareth. Yeah, it
Hill
happened.
and TDM member
Long
gave
term
you your
storytelling,
name.
bro. Long term. So me. Long term storytelling.
Anyways, TDM's been around for a minute. I bought out the Japanese
Nah,
fans.
it's a UFC thing still.
Hill FC has always been there, fam. Hill C was even amongst attendance in flipping progress. Show.
TDM started. I can't be like, though. TDM started because of that solo performance on the Kenya Omega podcast by yours truly. That's why I'm TDM. That's why I'm TDM. And that's why people had to come on the number 2 because they already know I held the fort down for Total.
So what you said, Logan CDM?
Huh?
Logan Summer CDM?
Also Logan's TDM.
Alright, cool. Logan's on the Eddie Kingston thing right now, fam. So I don't know where his allegiance lies, but we have to get him on again. Yeah. Ciaran, are you a gamer?
Yeah. I got all 3: PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch.
Are you gassed about 2K22?
No.
Look, I mean, as in, okay, cool. It's the first wrestling game coming out on the new gen. You know, I feel like this time here is the only time to get it right. From what I'm looking at, I just feel like from this moment here, WWE should not drop a game again. Everything should just be updates from now on. Hopefully, we'll get that. What do you think?
Yeah, but no, that's definitely not going to happen, man. That's like saying it's the same thing with like things like FIFA and Call of Duty.
FIFA needs to be updated. I'm sorry. Oh my days.
Too much money. But the thing is, they know. Well, the thing is, it's they know EA, 2K, all of these, man. They know that everyone's gonna buy it. Everyone's gonna rush out and buy it. What if it ain't broke? Don't fix it. You back and say, yeah, cool. We're not gonna buy the game. I mean, we don't like this, but you're gonna buy the game anyway. So it's like, and it's free money they're printing. So it's
the roster got leaked, by the way. A few release members were on there. I'll try and find it for you.
Ciaran didn't get to say the match.
The match. Sorry.
A match that really just resonates with you.
I can't remember the exact year and stuff. I think it's G1 Climax 23 or 24, and it's like the 15-minute Ishii Shibata match where they just the bell. Yeah, the bell goes and Shibata just flies at Ishii, and they just literally don't stop for like 12 minutes or however long it is. And it's like the one match that I would show to friends if they were like, why do you like this wrestling shit? Isn't it fake? I'd be like, just sit down and watch this for 15 minutes, please.
I've got a quick question. Let's just say you're a booker for New Japan. All wrestlers, dead or alive, are available for this one match that you can book. What match are you booking?
Jeez, man, I wish you would have given me some advance notice about a question like this. I don't know. Like,
it could be anyone. It could be Hashimoto.
Is it just New Japan guys?
It could be Noah, All Japan,
Scott Norton.
It could be anyone. Anybody that's wrestled for Japan.
Bam Bigelow. Bam Bigelow's there, no?
Yeah, he's wrestling in New Japan.
Fuck. I don't know. Someone like probably Kobashi. I don't know who I put him against. Like I'm thinking someone against Shibata just because Shibata's my all-time favorite. But I don't know who.
Has Masawa clashed with Shibata yet?
Probably.
I think they maybe had like 1 or 2 matches in Noah.
No Kobashi, Shibata.
Yeah.
They matched up.
Yeah.
In Noah.
I don't know, man. You put me on the fucking spot too much. I'll have a think and I'll just randomly drop it.
Yeah. What about you, NK and Versi?
So why don't you ask me?
Okay,
Nah, you want to violate. You want to violate. No. But
Don't
don't save him, Versi. Don't do that, Versi. Don't save him. You know what you do, Versi.
Go forgive me,
No, you better sneaky, fam. I hear. Cool, AOC. Let's stay AOC then.
I'm not even factionless. I'm God forgive me. Do you know what I mean?
I'm finna interrupt some of your matches. Be careful.
That's it, interfere.
Just me. There you go. What about you, matches?
Can't lie. Obviously, dead or like any time period, I'd love to see. Give me like 05, 06 Kenta versus
06 Kenta is untouchable.
Oh, give me 06 Kenta.
That's like John Cena.
Yeah, that is just rough. Tough one. Can't lie, sounds like give me just Kenta versus Tanahashi. But young, like sorry. Give me Kenta Okada. Young Kenta Okada. That's the match I want to see.
Young Kenta is the best, man. He was such a little prick.
Oh, he was amazing.
Actually, no. For me, it would be a Survivor Series match. It'd be 5v5, and it'll be like the best of America versus Japan. So Daniel Bryan, or my top 5: Daniel Bryan. I put Shawn there. I put Brock. I put Kenny and Jericho against Okada, Shibata, Tanahashi, Masawa, and can't think of a fifth, but I'd want it to be the Survivor Series. It'll come down to Brian and Shibata.
Yeah, Brian Shibata's a match I need to see. I need to see that match.
I was gonna say Jay White versus AJ Styles. I don't think they've clashed before, but that'd be nice.
That would-
That was the only two wrestlers I've actually, obviously, Jay White. I've got stocks in 100. I've told JNK from time.
Yeah, and Jay White's
AJ Styles, because I'm familiar with his, his work and stuff. So even Kenta to an extent when he was Hideo Itami.
That's what AJ felt.
Obviously, quick one. What's Jericho's GF? What's this GF stuff that he's in?
What? I don't
fuck yourself.
Is he trying to make that a thing?
Trying to make it get
Yeah, he's trying to get it over.
Yeah. You just gotta fuck yourself.
So what? How's he send it? How does he present? Like he just
Just GFY. Obviously, you can't swear in it. So
why can't he swear?
On television.
He's not so all the time.
No, but like there's
can't say
certain
the F
things
word.
you can't say.
You can't say fuck. Oh yeah,
You
you
can't,
can't.
say and stuff like that. But yeah.
Ciaran, were you able to think of something?
No. I don't know. Someone young Kenta for sure. Actually, fucking hell, man. A young Kenta versus a prime Kawada would probably be pretty good because they were both like Kawada's got that arrogant thing where he don't put up with no shit. Or like a young Kenta versus a prime Tenryu, because Tenryu always seemed like he was an old angry bastard, and Kenta was such a little cocky prick that Tenryu would probably would get pissed and just want to batter Kenta.
Any more questions, guys?
Arts wrestling. Should we do that? We'll get Ciaran involved in that.
Alright, cool.
It's been
But
a quick.
wait.
Go on.
Sorry. Oh, we need to talk about Moxley returning. And it was a Jade Cargill match. I feel like these are 2 points to talk about.
And GCW.
And also GCW as well. Can we touch on them quickly before we move on to Arts wrestling?
Yeah, that's good.
Let's talk about GCW first.
Ciaran, did you watch GCW?
Nah, I heard it. I heard things and saw some clips, but I didn't actually watch it.
Good. Who wants to start?
I'll start quickly. I saw the table botch. Funny. The Ali Catch and Subi Soho match got a lot of praise.
It was okay.
Nothing special.
I'll be very honest with you. GCW was shit.
Okay.
The fuck? It was one of the worst shows I've seen ever.
That's what I've heard.
Honestly, I think it was one of the shittest shows I've ever seen. The only 2 good matches were Leo Rush and Christian Blake and Jeff Jarrett versus Effie.
Jeff Jarrett, was he still good in the ring? Yeah.
Jeff Jarrett's always been competent. He's in good shape as well.
Okay, that's what I wanted
He's
to
in good
say.
shape. Yeah. He's in better shape than Chris Jericho.
I think,
Jericho looks like a sloth.
It's
to be
not.
fair, like, I haven't watched
Oh, you should have said to me. I'm not coming on. I'm not coming back.
I haven't watched the show, but I think there was a lot of hype because obviously people are happy to see GCW do well. But I think watching that outside of the bubble, you will be like, that's a standard show.
Bro, if this is your first GCW event, I'm so sorry. Because, boy, what an introduction.
It was mine. It was my first full show, and obviously I was in and out of the show. But like, I love a spot fest as much as anyone. But like, how many multi-man spot fests are we gonna do? And it was just, I don't know. At the presentation, obviously, like, I'm not expecting like WWE or AW level production, but it was just like to record, like to have a pay per view and at an iconic arena at like the Hammerstein Ballroom, and that be the show you put out was disheartening to me, and I couldn't finish the show. The show may have picked up later on, I don't know, but from what I saw, I watched like a good hour and a bit of the show. Yeah, I wasn't happy, and it's I wouldn't say it's frustrating because I'm not a fan. I don't watch GCW as a product, but it was interesting to see how much momentum GCW had built up until that point. Like, they were being spoken about very highly.
Everywhere, yeah.
And people were really excited about the product as a whole. And obviously, every company has a bad pay-per-view. This ain't going to write them off. This ain't going to do nothing. But for me, as a first-time watcher, it left a lot to
You
be
didn't watch
desired.
the Matt Cardona versus Nick Gage? Baby?
No.
That was good. That was a good one. That one you should have watched.
That's the thing with GCW. They're very mixed. Like, they never. I don't think they've ever had an amazing pay per view. They always have like these spot
Sick.
fest
They have
multi-match-
sick pay-per-view.
They have sick matches here and
sick
there.
matches,
But
yeah.
other than that, I
So
mean,
what was Nick Gage's thing? What did he do?
oh, he just returned.
He didn't hit no one.
No, him and Matt Tremont, they faced the Briscoes for the tag titles.
Oh, him, sir, did they win?
I think so. Yeah, they won.
So Nick Gage is.
GCW tag champion.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, he's gained a lot of weight though.
MDK in the money.
Oh no, he's over as hell.
No. He's more than over.
No,
he's more than over.
Bro, he's their god.
Yeah, he's more than over.
As in his intro, his entrance, that's the most noise I've heard the whole night.
Yeah.
The crowd was so shit and so quiet until Nick Gage came in.
Next level.
Bro, everybody
That guy
woke up.
is on the next level. I can't.
It's a cult, big man thing.
Is I thought what was Matt Cardona's?
That match was shit. He was versus
Effie, innit?
Joe Janela.
Oh, Joe Janela. I thought Effie.
Then what's it called? Smart Mark came out. Jade Cargill's manager. Hornswoggle came out. What's his name? Marco Stunt came out.
Yeah, Marco Stunt. Yeah.
And Kurt
Virgil
Hawkins.
Vincent. Yeah,
Virgil came out. As
Did
well.
Virgil come out in the?
Came with Vince McMahon mask.
But didn't he come out in the Ruby Soho match?
No, that was the.
Why was there two batches of commentary on the video?
I don't know.
Because the video I saw was like there was Vincent Virgil comes out, and there was two commentaries on top. So you can hear someone say, "Oh, coming in the ring now is Ruby Soho." yeah. People go, "Oh my gosh, it's Virgil."
That was when the technical difficulty.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know.
But I did feel like cool. Maybe Ciaran, you could probably agree with me on this shit. I feel like when there's like a wrestling match in Hammerstein Ballroom, yeah, I feel like the production can dip a bit, but it can also be sick. For example, when Ring of Honor used to do the thing, the production was quiet. It wasn't WWE worthy or whatever. But
I think lighting means a lot.
That's what I'm trying to get. That's what I'm trying to get to.
The lighting.
It was too bright in there. I don't know. Maybe
there was no I don't know. It didn't have the Hammerstein.
Yeah, it was too bright in there.
Too bright.
Because what stuff I've seen with ECW is that cool. You'll see the front row, then the back row will be darkened, innit? Then even the top of it, there's a lot of orange, there's a lot of like warm tones and dark tones, but everything was bright. There was bare tungsten. I'm looking at. It's like this, bro. I don't want to see people's faces, fam. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
It didn't have that aura to it.
Was there a lot of blood?
Not really.
Nah, there wasn't a lot of blood. There wasn't a lot of blood.
Just bare backflips and front flips and bare chair shots, and someone fell off a ladder.
AJ Gray.
AJ Gray.
That was
He was
so
getting
funny.
cooked for it.
But the thing is, I saw it and I was thinking, bro, you know how big you are. That's not gonna run.
Yeah.
Like you're a big, muscly guy. Like this is not gonna run. And it's not even like someone like was on the floor outside holding the ladder from. You know, sometimes slightly there'll be someone that's on the floor knocked out, but they'll hold onto the ladder to make sure. He just.
Do you know what I've seen? Do you know what I've seen? Yeah, like Rikishi is a very prime example. I respect him a lot for that spot he did when I think he leg dropped. Who did he leg drop again? Someone's in the middle. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like if you want to do stuff like that, yeah, you got to do it. You can't. I feel like he what's the word? He done it half-hearted. Yeah. He tried to come off and he tried to stop. If you're gonna do it, just launch your body, bro. Wherever it goes, bro, and do it, fam. I'm not saying kill yourself, but thank God that he landed well, because he would have kind of finished his head, bro.
And he ended up winning, so good.
What?
What, AJ Gray?
Yeah, he won the match.
Oh shit!
I mean, he was always gonna win. He was a surprise for the match.
Big up Ciaran's cat.
Big up Ciaran's cat. Initially, AJ Gray was meant to be facing Eddie Kingston.
Yeah.
But obviously, Eddie Kingston's injured at the moment, so yeah.
Quickly, AEW, Jon Moxley returned, very nice.
Good return.
Yeah, he's looking at Dean Ambrose right now, but I like it.
Nah, man. I'm happy to see he's well. Happy to see he's back. Yeah.
Healthy Moxley is a good Moxley fan.
Yep. Jade Cargill is off. Bro, I can't. I see us.
That Rampage match with
she's
Anna
got
Jay.
a new.
With Anna Jay was good.
She's got a new level of confidence right now. Even when she kissed Anna Jay in the cheek, and she done that was it pump handle slam or something? It's like, do you see in the corner? So before the win, she kissed her on the cheek. She laughed at her face. She lifted her up, dropped her, and she done her special, innit? It was just over.
Big up QT Marshall's doing God's work as a trainer. Honestly, bro. Like he's doing bits as a trainer.
Yeah. Did you manage to watch it, Ciaran?
Nah. Nah. I literally, all I see of AEW is what's like posted on Reddit or Twitter.
Yeah. I only watched it because I woke up the next day and Mandem were like, oh, that's the best match Jade Cargill's ever been in. And I was like, oh, okay, no, let me just check that. And I forgot that Jon Moxley was back. So when I watched the Jon Moxley thing as well, I got goosebumps. It was nice. Daniel Bryan came out the back as well.
Yeah.
So
that should be cool.
Yeah. But yeah, give me Ask Wrestlings, bro.
Ask Wrestlings.
Before we do Ask Wrestlings, guys, I know people have been asking over and over again. First and foremost, go and follow Ciaran on Twitter. Ciaran, do you want to drop it out on Twitter quickly?
Yeah, at Ciaran RH2.
Cool. At Ciaran RH2. Also check out his podcast as well.
Noob Japan.
Noob Japan.
Yep.
Big shouts to WrestleInn.
WrestleInn as well. Also, go and buy our merch, man. It's all in our bio, link tree. A lot of people ask me, where'd you get your merch? I said, listen, it's in the link tree. Go on the link tree link in our bio and you'll see it. Wrestling shop. Click on there, buy the logo top, buy the VHS Pappy top. You need to bring back the J. Cargill tops, man.
There people ask me for that.
But you might get what's the thing?
Cease and assist.
Cease and assist. But yeah,
fam, it's fair use, man.
yeah.
Come on,
So
man.
you need to bring that back them tops.
She's not New Japan. I was about to say something. This is Ask Wrestlings, where we get you, the people, to ask us wrestling some questions. First question from our guy, Mr. Frimpong. He asked, "What were your thoughts on the Jeff Jarrett versus Effie match? Should Jeff call it a day after this, or is there a last little run he could have somewhere?"
No, it's done.
Jeff looked good.
I mean, but I'm not
I'm not expecting him to have like a world title or anything. But I mean, if he's going to be doing sporadic indie dates and whatnot, like if he can still go, he can still go. You know what I mean? Ash Bash Sneakers, big you up every single time, bro. He asked, "Is it an issue Hangman isn't the biggest attraction at AEW as champ, or is it just a case of them having a strong roster and promoting non-title storylines as well? E.g. MJF from Punk and Bucks /
When I said 2 weeks
Red
ago,
Dragon.
when I said 2 weeks ago, the stocks have severely dropped. Man, I thought I was capping, fam. He's not interested no more, bro. Is he like, bro? I'm sorry, bro.
To be fair, having Lance Archer as your next challenger doesn't compare to Danielson. But again, they've got a strong roster. I mean, I'm not exactly super interested, but they've got a strong roster. But the challenge is going to come eventually, and I think the feud he has where he loses the title is going to be his most interesting one since Danielson.
But the thing is, we've said this about every AEW title, and maybe it's a problem with
I
AEW.
haven't.
Wait, let me land. We said this about, if you look at every AEW title, except for Baby Jericho's, they've all started off extremely slow. All of them. Because I remember even you said on the Wrestle Extra, on the Wrestling's Extra, that Moxley's reign didn't kick in for you until a couple months in. You did.
Okay, cool.
You
I
said
said
they
that,
did
I said
it
that.
till a couple months in.
But fam, I can't lie. The stocks have dropped so low for Adam Page that I just can't really. When he doesn't feel like a champion. He doesn't actually feel like a champion. Kenny Omega, when Kenny Omega was champion, fam, from the beginning, boom, man was doing. I feel like he kicked off straight away.
What, Kenny Omega's reign? Or is that...
You know why I'm smiling a minute? Because
What?
the same thing. Remember?
What was it?
Talking about Wrestling's Extra.
What?
About I was getting guests of Kenny's reign, innit?
But no, Kenny's reign in the beginning. We're not talking about
good,
the
though.
overall reign. The beginning, people were saying it was slow. If you go back to the
Oh, he
discourse,
went.
it was
He
slow.
went. The Impact thing happened. So how can that be slow?
The reign in AEW was slow in the beginning.
No, but what he done in that time, he was busy, bro.
But people are more excited.
I feel like
about
there's a lot of sympathy tax with Adam Page, bro.
No,
There's plenty.
How? Because
Not from you.
Yeah.
But from people
Well,
like.
it's cowboy shit anyway, to be honest with you.
So I'm sorry.
Because I'm saying, if you look at Kenny's reign on AEW, yeah, bruv, what did he do on actual AEW? Forget Impact.
He didn't do much, but then I'd understand why someone would be more excited about Kenny's reign because he was able to do stuff outside of AEW
fair.
with the title.
Yeah,
Fair.
Kenny should always come back to AEW because he's their champion.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying about
Yeah, that's what I said in Wrestling's Extra. Like his title reign, like for AEW, it started off in bare slow, but people tried to cook me.
Kenny Omega.
Member. I don't fucking. Bastard.
But anyway, I'm willing to let things land. If it's shit. But my thing is, like I said, it's only been a couple months, and we've seen Reigns recover after a couple months.
Curious, say something.
I think the chase was better than the journey was better than him being champion, innit?
That's fair.
The moment was when he became champion, and now he's got an uphill battle that he probably ain't gonna succeed in. Because he chased it for how long was he chasing it for? Since AEW was incepted, what, like 2.5 years ago?
Cheers.
It's, you know, I think it's the same problem you had like with Kota Ibushi. Everyone wanted him to be champion for so long. He got the belt in time. Like, okay, what now?
Yeah.
You know, and him going up against the guy like Lance Archer. I love Lance Archer. I think he's amazing, but you know, at the end of the day, we all know he ain't going to win the title. Yeah, exactly.
What? So quick one. What's with AEW's problem in big men? I don't feel like they just can't book big men properly, fam. Because once Wardlow's done with this whole, because me and Max were talking about it on our way to like progress, innit? He was like, let's see what happens after Wardlow is done with this whole MJF CM Punk thing. Let's see how AEW are going to position, because, bro, you've got Lance Archer there, amazing. Brian Cage, bro.
He's going to be gone.
Brian Cage, bro. If you let this guy go,
No, they're going to. He's not.
bro, I'm even capping there. Like, people, there's this whole thing about online where people, I don't know, there's like what's the word I'm looking for? Witch hunt. if one person talks bad about Brian Cage, everyone likes to say he's shit, bro. But Brian Cage is not shit, fam.
He's not shit, but he's
He's not.
not.
He's just bland.
I mean,
He's very bland.
No, but I don't think, bro. WWE can use that as a weakness, bro.
Well,
If he goes WWE, don't make him big, fam.
because they like big
They
men.
would.
They like
They
big
would.
men.
Yeah, they would.
You know
I
what?
guarantee you, if this guy goes WWE, yeah,
But put a mic in his hand, and what's he saying? What's a memorable
bro,
moment that he's done?
they can teach him how to speak, bro.
No,
They can.
They can't.
They can't teach him how to speak.
Bruv, they can't teach Ricochet how to speak.
They can teach him how to speak.
They can't teach Ricochet how to
Did
speak.
they give Ricochet a chance to speak?
Yes, they've given
Forget about Lesnar.
Wait, they've given the cat promo. The cat promo. What? Let's not lie.
Wasn't there a promo where Ricochet was like, I'm done talking, and Drew McIntyre said, shut up then.
Bruv,
Bro, buried him completely.
Bro,
don't feel like
how
giving
many?
him time,
No,
man.
how many? No, enough. You don't do this because
Nah,
how
come on,
many?
man. Let's
Enough.
be real. How many times do we cuss him? Like,
Bruv,
we've been
how
cussing
many
for 2
times
years
did though?
now.
How many? See, we can't. We do revisionist narratives. How many times do we come? Have we said on this podcast before you go WWE, you need to learn how to speak. We can't now
Bro,
say
they can
no.
teach him how to speak.
No, bro. You either have it or you don't.
Okay,
bruv.
cool.
You either have it or you don't.
Yeah, what?
I disagree. I think you can teach people though.
You
Yeah,
can,
but
but
I say,
cool.
you
But
can
you
teach
okay?
people.
Do you want it to go NXT
He's
2.0?
not Cage.
Bro, he can go any. Bro,
not
I'm
going
just saying.
2.0.
Let me tell you something right now. Yeah, 2.0, 205 live. If he steps in WWE, they will make him sick. Me
Can
personally,
he
I feel like, bro, he doesn't have to speak. They can teach
This
him,
is
bro.
WWE,
Now, let me.
you have to.
Bro,
Because of his
is Bron Breakker good on the mic?
because of his
Is Bron
physique.
Breakker good on the mic?
He's in developmental.
There you
That's why
go. He
he's
can go
there.
developmental then.
Can't go developmental.
Why can't he go
because
developmental?
He's too old.
He's not too old.
Brian Cage is too old.
He's
Oh,
too
come on.
old.
Brian Cage is
Exactly.
too old
Let's
to
be
be
real.
developmental.
We
Come on.
know.
So how's he gonna learn how to
That's
speak?
like a 50-year-old being in
That's
sixth
my
form. That doesn't
point.
make
How's he
sense.
gonna learn how to speak then?
He has to
my
use his
point.
initiative and go to acting school.
That's my point. If
Right.
he's not going 2.0 to learn how to speak, but he wanted to go main roster, what's he gonna do?
Let's be honest. You know he's gonna do well because of his physique and the fact that he can wrestle well. But put a mic in his hand, he's not gonna do well because of that. WWE like people like him. That
Give him a
look
manager.
good.
Give him a
If you're giving
You
Brian
need a
Cage,
manager,
if you're
that's
giving
it.
Brian Cage the chance to just do like the one-liners like he was doing in Lucha Underground, fair enough.
Yeah.
But if you're getting, if you give
10-minute
Brian
promos,
Cage
forget
a
it.
mic and say,
Well,
listen,
like you said-
speak for 5 minutes.
You're done.
Bro, he's gonna start speaking about
You said a good
weights.
point a couple. You said that.
He's gonna start speaking about
I think
bench
they
press.
use
He's finished.
they use their weaknesses to over. What's the word he said? I think he said.
What was it?
They use the weaknesses of a wrestler to overcome their.
The strength.
Yeah.
They use the strength
Yeah.
to overcome the weakness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what WWE will do.
What
And it'll work.
And his strength is his strength.
Yeah,
His
so
wrestling
what-
ability.
yeah.
The only person that's worked with is Roman Reigns. Other than that, WWE
What do you
is
mean?
not, as in built someone that couldn't speak for them to be able to speak.
But he had charisma though, from early.
Roman Reigns.
Yes, from Lakey days.
I'm not
he
gonna
had
lie.
charisma.
Lakey days.
Okay,
yeah.
but
He did.
pre NXT, before OVW days, no.
No,
No,
he was-
yeah,
but-
Lakey days, isn't it?
All WWE.
But he's a goon anyway, so he's always gonna have charisma, man.
Yeah.
That guy said the N-word on TV.
Like I said, there's Mandem. Like I said, I'll compare Brian Cage's talking ability to somebody like a Ricochet. I think that's a fair comparison.
All WWE.
All I'm saying
I
is
don't know,
that
man. I've seen Brian Cage speak, and he can actually speak way better than Ricochet.
Okay.
You see Ricochet, yeah? Ricochet is even Akira Tozawa speaks better than Ricochet.
Oh fuck.
Akira Tozawa is more charismatic than Ricochet.
In on mic.
On mic, yeah.
That's-
I'd rather listen to Akira Tozawa speak
My
for
pro-
5 minutes than Ricochet.
my thing is with this whole Brian Cage to WWE thing. I feel he'd definitely be utilized better than AEW, but I don't think it's gonna be some. Oh my God, Brian Cage is doing God's work in hell. I don't believe that.
Bro, wait and
I don't
see, bro.
believe that.
Wait and see.
But then again, I think it's unfair to say because really and truly, we can't ever look at Braun Strowman as one of the greatest talkers. He's got his strength.
Yeah.
He's got his strength, so we can't now downplay Brian Cage for not being able to make it to WWE. If Braun Strowman is literally just a taller, bigger version of him.
But then
And
when-
he doesn't even
But
work
Brian
as
Cage,
a-
Brian Cage can do a lot.
And Brian Cage can do a lot.
No.
You can position him anywhere the same way you can position
I'm
Braun
gonna be
Strowman.
real. If WWE got rid of Keith Lee and Karrion Kross, do you think they're gonna keep a Brian Cage?
That's the.
Yeah, no, it's not different.
Yeah, we'll
It's
keep
not
it
that
right,
different.
man.
Keith Lee has charisma, bro. Like, are we now gonna start downplaying Keith Lee?
But then you don't need charisma in the WWE. Does Omos have charisma?
Almost ain't gonna be there for a while, bruv.
We don't know
that.
I don't know that. I don't know that. I don't know that.
Does he have charisma?
Omos
Let's be
could be
real.
there.
Look at majority of the roster. Do a lot of these people have charisma? We can't pretend. We can't just be bro. It's not.
I'm just saying
It's
personally.
not fact. Not everybody in WWE has charisma. Everybody is in WWE for a certain type of reason. So we can't just expect that one person signed because of charisma, this person signed because of charisma, this person signed because of charisma, and because he can work in the ring, and because he's got a good entrance. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, well, I hear you on that. But the main thing though, we also know what WWE look for and what they prioritize.
Which is fair.
Do you know what I'm saying?
But then they still have people that
Of
we
course,
don't know
of course.
that
But then
they
what they end up being utility players at the same time.
that's
The people
fair.
that on top,
It could be
you know what I mean?
yeah,
You know what I
That's
mean?
my point. My point isn't necessarily that like he's never gonna have a role in the company. My thing is what WWE prioritize and what WWE look for in certain people. At this current point, cool. From what I know of Brian Cage, does he have that? No. Can he develop?
We don't know. We honestly don't know.
We'll agree to disagree.
We honestly
Do you know this?
honestly don't know.
I don't know. Maybe Ciaran.
Because we all thought Keith Lee would be the person to be able to blow. Where is he now?
That's opportunity wise. I don't think it's because of ability wise.
What
Their previous work still speaks for themselves. Do you know what I mean?
Ciaran,
None of us here has said that Brian Cage isn't good or isn't worth of getting a shot, but we're all agreeing that none of us remembers a full-on Brian Cage promo.
I'm sure there's plenty of people at the top who
But
don't
no,
really
but
know
you know
this.
what I mean, moment-wise.
No, but not everybody needs to have that.
Bro, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, I feel like if you,
It's the truth. Not everybody has to have
think-
a moment for them
I
to
think-
be in the
I
top
think
spot.
all he just
What Bobby Lashley promo do you remember?
nothing. I can't remember anything.
But the reason why Bobby
he's-
Lashley, which I'm gonna say,
Tell me, what Bobby
the
Lashley
reason-
promo do we
the
remember?
reason
We
why-
don't remember any
I don't-
because he
I-
doesn't need that. He doesn't need that. His
That's what I
strength.
said. The strength is what they.
how
That's
we
the
know
thing I love.
someone
WWE nice to put big man.
but this is,
Bum?
but
Bobby
this
can
is,
still talk.
But
but this is-
let's not
more
pretend
than-
like Brian can't speak.
Bro,
but
I've never
this
said
is-
he can't talk.
No, I'm not saying you. I'm just saying in general. We can't pretend like Brian, you just give him the mic and he's just dull. Like, he just doesn't say anything. We've seen there's examples of him in Impact. There's examples of him in Lucha Underground that give him a proficient role where he doesn't have to speak as much. He'll be able to make use of
but
it.
the difference is with being the
Same
big
with
man.
same with Braun Strowman. I'm sure now Braun Strowman could probably speak way better than he could
of
before.
course.
But the thing-
But before,
but
are you
the
giving
thing
Braun
is-
Strowman a 5-minute promo?
But here's what I'm
You're
gonna
not giving him a
say.
10-minute promo.
Here's what I'm
So
gonna
we
say.
can't just pick and choose. Do you know what I mean?
All the big men that have come, they've always had a manager. All Brian Cage needs is just someone behind him.
For a couple months.
That's
For a
it,
couple
man.
months.
That's it.
A couple months maybe.
Braun
Then
had
he just
Bray.
everything.
Braun had Bray. Let's think of all the big men. Almost had AJ. Well, that's what you need. That's what you need.
But they're not trying to have a Nigerian accent on TV. Let's be
No, but he ain't got Nigerian accent though.
He does.
No, he doesn't.
Small. I used to follow him on Instagram. Almost. Small. He's got a Nigerian
Kieran, what's your
He
take?
sounds like
on
my
this?
uncle. I'm not gonna lie.
Kieran, what's your take on this? Do you think Brian Cage could do bits elsewhere?
I've never heard Brian Cage speak. I've seen him wrestle, but a little bit. But I've never heard him speak. But Keith Lee, that's on WWE. Keith Lee's on another level, man. That's WWE not knowing what to do with one of the best wrestlers in the world.
That one I can give, but everyone's different. Everyone is different.
Keith Lee's inhuman, man. He's like he's so big, and he's standing there doing standing moonsaults, and yeah, he's got charisma fucking falling out his ass, man. Like the guy is a superstar, and that is WWE just been pure WWE.
But that's different though. Like I said, yeah. Cause Keith Lee doesn't work. He might work with someone else. Brian Cage didn't work. From what I'm seeing now, Brian Cage is not working AEW. He might go WWE and flourish. Who knows? Wrestling is weird like that.
That's the thing. We actually don't know.
Wrestling is so weird like that. Actually, Diesel was popping.
You know what? If we just go off history, WWE haven't handled a lot of their big men. They've only handled Braun Strowman.
Wait, what?
Wrong.
Braun Strowman was the most prominent big man they've had ever since he's gone. Who have they got now?
In when? What? Do you mean in this era of wrestling?
I'm talking this era.
Okay.
I'm not going way back. I'm just talking this era. They've not had a good track record in utilizing big men. Braun Strowman was their only guy.
But Braun Strowman was the only person that was there that's big. Who else is big? Who else has been big that's come to WWE then?
I mean, how many big men do you want?
How big are you talking? Ryback wasn't exactly a miss. He done pretty well for a while.
Yeah.
Ryback. Yes, but Ryback was in bits, no?
Everyone wanted Ryback to win the WWE title, man.
Ryback should have won the WWE title.
Yeah.
Everyone at that one time.
But then what happened?
Like, he's a bellend now, innit? But at the time, we wanted him to win the title.
What happens though? Let's say, okay, look, the same thing you're saying now, the same thing's happening in AEW now. Look at the booking of Brian Cage.
But we're not saying
Brian Cage's booking is different. This one has been shit.
yeah.
What do you mean?
His booking in AEW has been shit.
That's not he's been shit.
Don't get me wrong, he's had like a few prominent matches here and there, but I don't know. I just think that the whole booking of FTW was terrible.
Yeah, he needs to go elsewhere.
I don't think FTW
He should have just remained in Impact
yeah.
at the time, bro, and just flourished there.
No, he was in Impact and he left, and then obviously he became a free agent, and then he got to AEW.
One day we're gonna
you'd think that that would be his big break, and he'd go off. But I mean,
we're gonna talk about one day how AEW ransacked Impact one day.
How?
Ring of Honor.
No, I'm telling
We're
you,
gonna talk about
I'm
that.
telling you, this is AEW's weakness, mate. It's like you're giving the baby too much milk and he's wetting himself. It's too much. It's too much to handle. It's too much to handle. You're giving AEW too much to handle, and they can't handle it.
Wrestling's extra.
Huh?
You just do wrestling's extra.
They
I would do
can't
it quite
handle
often,
it. They just can't fucking handle it. Simple as that, mate. You know what I mean? Enough of the baby milk.
That's hilarious, man. But yeah, I think we've got
Just to quickly round up, Ciaran, do you have any predictions for this year for
Rumble?
Japan?
Sorry.
He's in the Rumble.
Any predictions this year for New Japan?
I don't know. No, nothing special. I don't think. I think they're still going to suffer. But like I said, they got a lot of favors to call in when the doors reopen. They've done a lot of stuff, like sending a lot of guys over for AEW, and AEW have given them kind of like a little bit of breadcrumb back. You know, people like to say that AEW gave New Japan Jon Moxley, but Jon Moxley was already working with New Japan before he even joined AEW.
Yeah.
Like he was a New Japan champion before he was with AEW. That's just, that's not really a favorite by any stretch of the imagination. They've had one or two guys I think have maybe appeared on New Japan Strong or stuff. I can't even remember. I can't recall anything. But obviously, then you've got in AEW, you've had Kenta, Yuji Nagata, Kojima. There's other guys. I'm probably
on it one time as well.
Ren was on. Yeah, Rocky Romero seems to. Hikuleo, Rocky Romero seems to be on every episode of bloody AEW now. Once stuff is, the doors are open again, people are going to be flooding back to New Japan after, kind of falling out of love with them for a little bit, which is fair, it's just, it'll be nice to see because, seeing your favorite promotion get a lot of shit talk by people that aren't really watching, they're just going off the word of mouth of others, isn't obviously the nicest thing in the world.
Exactly.
I got a question for all of you though. Are you guys at Rev Pro this weekend?
Yeah.
You there?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we
Yes.
have to link up. We have to link up.
Yes.
You're not
I'm not going, but link up in it.
after.
I'm linking up with you guys after, innit?
Yeah, I'll come.
Yeah, I'm defo there.
Oba.
Come on, man. That's the end.
I'm on house.
Yeah, I'm there.
Kieran, what's your prediction? What's your prediction for the main event?
Ospreay's it's open now, isn't it? Before I wouldn't have said Ospreay's losing because he's the fake whatever interim real IWGP World Heavyweight Champion, and he had the match at Wrestle Kingdom, and now that shit's done, he can lose matches again.
Yeah.
So I think it could be Oku's big fucking crowning moment.
Yeah.
But also, I'm hard pushed to see him being a double champion and then Ospreay having nothing.
There's gonna be tears.
I can't lie. I said this on Twitter. I don't care. That match is my most anticipated match for the weekend.
Yeah, of course.
No, that literally
Yeah,
I
of course.
cannot nothing matters more than that match to me. That match is just
Of course.
incredible.
Of course.
That's dope.
Come on.
But yeah, thank you very much, Ciaran, for coming on, man. Honestly, it's been an honor speaking to you. Hopefully, where you based, by the way, bro?
Southeast, Woolwich, Greenwich.
Are you on ends?
Yeah.
No, Ciaran. We have to run this back. You have to be in the studio with us next time. Come on.
You're in Tottenham, you said, innit?
Yeah, bro. Totty, fam.
That's not close.
It's not close,
far,
but it's because, do you know,
it's
we'll work
not
around your
far,
time.
but-
Let us know when you want to come down. If it's an early thing, we can try and sort that out.
Yeah, I'm a lazy boy, man. I'm a good Christian white boy. I'm in bed at 10.
Nah, I hear it, man.
Appreciate you coming on.
I
man.
appreciate you,
You
Kieran.
want to quickly plug
I
your
loved
socials
it.
again?
Yeah, at Ciaran RH2, at WrestleInn, INN, and podcast is Noob Japan.
Yeah.
Latest member of TDM. Yeah.
For now, he'll see contracts is still being faxed through. So
He's put the T up, he's put the M up.
He's
I swear.
right. You see,
Yeah.
no, let's talk. How many guests have come on the show and rep TDM? None of you, no guests. Two more than you, man. Two more than you, man. Two more than you, man. On the pod. Them man, they represented on the pod. TDM, we in the building. TDM repping. Rep your set. Come on. That's all I gotta say. TDM. I don't want to hit. Next.
I just respect the guests, so that's why I haven't said nothing on this episode. But
Man, they represented.
Anyway,
Man, they represented.
But yeah, guys, big up everyone that's tuned in. Big up everyone that's still supporting. We got good news coming very soon. Probably in the next episode, you probably see it. But yeah, man, I've been Anafi.
I've been Laps.
Doughboy.
NK.
Your boy Sam Blacks.
WrestleInn's podcast, the coolest wrestling podcast in the world. By the Mandem, for the Mandem. Bow! Pussy. Jade Cargill, I love you. You just got to the end of the podcast, and if you've enjoyed what you've listened to, enjoyed what you watched, enjoyed the vibes, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next episode. Bow!